seemed to worsen the situation. Pastor Nathan, with his booming voice and fervent prayers, proclaimed that Jeel was cursed, a vessel of dark spirits due to the spiritual bond they shared. Adaku, blinded by fear and love, scrambled to raise funds for miraculous interventions, believing that money could cleanse the sins she had unwittingly sown into their lives. Her attempts to right her wrongs only served to deepen Jeel's resentment, who began to view these actions as betrayals. "I don't need saving, Mama," he would scream, his eyes blazing with fury, each rejection driving a wedge further between them. The final straw came one evening when Adaku, exhausted from her futile efforts and filled with dread, found herself cornered by Jeel's overwhelming emotions. As she stood in the kitchen preparing dinner, he approached her with an intensity that sent chills down her spine. "I love you, Mama. You're mine," he declared, words dripping with a twisted sense of possession. The innocence of childhood had warped into something dark, and in that moment, Adaku felt the ground beneath her shake. With a panic-stricken heart, she stumbled backward, realizing that the love she had nurtured so fiercely had ignited a horror she could no longer control. In her desperate bid to escape, she fled to her phone, calling Chi in a frenzy. "Come home now," she shouted, the desperation in her voice echoing off the walls like the cries of a trapped animal. But Jeel, consumed by a possessive rage, blocked her path, his anger boiling over. "You don't need him. You need me," he yelled, the boy she once knew transformed into a stranger standing before her, a twisted version of what had once been her joy. When Chi arrived, chaos erupted. The confrontation spiraled out of control as Jeel lunged at his father, a desperate attempt to reclaim the love he believed was being stolen from him. In that moment of struggle, Adaku's heart shattered. The police were called, and as they led Jeel away, Adaku watched helplessly, consumed by regret and anguish. "What have I done?" she whispered to herself, the weight of her choices crashing down like a torrential storm. In the days that followed, she was left to grapple with the ramifications of her blind devotion. The reflection staring back at her in the mirror was no longer a proud mother, but a woman consumed by guilt and grief, haunted by the realization of her failures. Adaku understood now the dangers of parental obsession, the vital importance of setting boundaries, and the lessons etched into her soul by the tumult of her choices. Her heart cried out for her son, but she knew that the path to redemption would not come easily. She had to confront the truth. Love, when unchecked, could lead not only to devastation, but also to a profound transformation that no one could foresee.